I'm standing underneath a mango tree that is loaded. It's loaded with flowers and it's loaded with fruit. This is the Valencia Pride variety mango, and right behind it, I've got the Naomi. Let's go check on that one. I wish I had my picking machine so I could get up top and show you the really big ones, but seems like every branch is loaded. Look at that. Look at those. And then if I could reach up here, you could see some of the bigger ones. There's gotta be hundreds. There's gotta be 500-600 mangoes on this tree alone. Now some of them will drop. Some of them will drop before mango season, but a lot of them will hold. And both these varieties, the Valencia Pride, which is right over here, and this Naomi, both of them are known for having a very high yield. They're known for producing a lot of mangoes. For those of you unfamiliar with the biology of fruit trees, the reason we get so excited about flowers is because flowers are what lead to fruit. Here in South Florida, in the wintertime, mango trees flower. And this is called a panicle. This is a panicle of flowers. And on this tree and on all my other mango trees will be male and female flowers. The male flowers produce pollen. And when an insect goes into that flower, the pollen gets deposited on the fur of the insect's body. Then when the insect makes its way over to a female flower, it deposits the pollen onto the female sexual organs within the female flower. And if we're lucky, fertilization takes place and we wind up with a mango. This little green dot right here at the tip of my knife is a teeny tiny, recently fertilized mango. I'm talking yesterday or the day before. In the coming days and weeks, those little tiny ones will start to grow to about this size. And in about 2 months, these trees behind me will be loaded with 2 to 3 pound mangoes. Speaking of pollination, let me show you what avocados do, because they do it a little bit differently than mangoes. Unlike mango trees that have both male and female flowers, avocado flowers are both male and female. Avocado flowers have a male phase and they have a female phase. This flower right here happens to be open in its male phase right now. I'm not sure if I could capture the detail, but I could see the male flowers. Now, it happens to be 4:30 in the afternoon, and this is a choquette variety avocado. Choquette variety avocados are flowering type A, which means that their flowers are open in their male phase in the afternoon. There's another flowering type B, and in the afternoon, the bees are in their female phase. That means that in the afternoon, the A's are pollinizing the bees. And in the morning, tomorrow morning, they'll be reversed, and the bees will be the pollinizer for the A's. Let's see if we could find a type B tree, and I'll show you a flower open in its female phase. Here we have a Monroe variety avocado tree, which is flowering type B, which means in the afternoon, its flowers are in their female phase, like this little gal right here. Now, in a few hours, all the flowers in this grove will close up. But until then, my type A varieties, my choquettes, my Simmons, my Donnies, they will be pollinizing my type Bs, like this Monroe or my Hall. Then tomorrow morning, it'll be reversed. This tree will have flowers open in their male phase, and the first tree we looked at, the choquette, will have its flowers open in the female phase. These avocado flowers are open in their male phase. This one here is open in its female phase. So what you see here with the male flowers, it's kind of like they've got like a little, like a set of like grabbers, you know? So when the bee flies in, that all that pollen gets on his fur. And then he flies away. Show them, Noe. And then eventually he makes his way over to a tree with flowers open in their female phase. And you see here you got that, I think it's called a stamen. I don't know the names of, there's like pistils and stamens and stigmas and all that stuff. But anyways, now you got a bee, he's flying around, his fur is covered in pollen. Now he goes to this flower and he deposits his pollen on this little organ right here. And if we're lucky, fertilization occurs and a little tiny avocado is born. Now, avocados lag mangoes by a couple of months, so I don't have any small avocados to show you yet, and I probably won't for 6 to 8 weeks. In fact, many of these trees are just starting to push their flowers, but the flowers aren't even opening yet. While we're on the topic of flowers and pollination, I thought I'd bring you by to look at this longan tree. This is a panicle of longan flowers, and if you were with me right now, you would not believe the smell. In fact, Noe, come here. You have to smell this. Oh my God, the smell. And if we're real quiet for a second, I don't know if you could hear the bees buzzing. Smell these, Noe. Wait till you smell this.
Oh my God.
I know. That's so nice, ain't it? I know.
Amazing.
These longan flowers, now I'm not sure how they work with male and female and all that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously the male flowers are going to pollinate the female flowers, but one thing I do know about longans is these flowers attract honeybees. Once these guys start opening up, here, there's a couple of open flowers right here. See them? That's why we could smell them so nice. Once these flowers open up, you can't even go down the driveway without hearing the bees. It's like, what is that buzzing noise? This tree behind me here is the Glen variety mango. And there's no fruit on it yet. This guy was about 3 months behind in flowering. I had other trees that not only had flowered, they'd flowered and the flowers died off. They flowered a second time and we started getting some fruit set. And it was weeks after that that this Glen started to flower. I thought we weren't going to get any flowers off of this guy this year. And I'm not real worried about it because Glen is a really high producer and I've got a bunch of Glen trees throughout the groves. And if this guy gets off to a late start, I'll just have some Glen fruit later into the mango season. While we're checking productivity, let me show you these Monstera deliciosa fruit, these that look like small ears of corn. By the month of August, so March, April, May, June, July, in about 6 months, these things will be big like this. These things will be big like this, and I'll be ready to sell this Monstera deliciosa, and it's gonna be a very, very good year. I got these all over the farm right now. Lucky for us, it's not just flowers in springtime. We also get fruit, like the beautiful sapadilla off of this tree behind me. And Noe, would you show them how we pick sapadilla?
Of course.
Do your thing, girl. And listen. You hear them fruit fall? We just go around, we scoop up what's on the ground. Ooh, Noe, look at this one. It's nice and soft.
Ooh.
All right, I'm gonna cut this open. You go grab a few more. Okay? So Noe comes out for her walk every night. She shakes this tree. She grabs what's on the ground. This is called sapadilla. In Jamaica, they call it naseberry. Some people call them chicos. Some people call them chicus. I think my wife in Venezuela, they call them níspero. I think Cubans call them níspero. They're a member of the sapote family. And this is a small variety. This is called the maycock variety. There's a bigger variety. Let me show you over here on this tree. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. This variety here I think is called Alano. And, well, this guy's ready to pick. The Alano variety tends to be, you know, a good 4 or 5 times the size of the maycock. And Noe, it looks like you have a bounty of sapadilla there.
Yes.
You deserve a snack. So here's what the fruit looks like. It's a deep brown flesh, and it is so delicious, isn't it? It tastes like molasses, brown sugar. If you can eat them like sort of firm, or you could let them get really soft. When they're really soft, I think they have a deeper brown sugar molasses flavor, even almost a maple syrup flavor, but
they're amazing.
what a great little way to have a snack when you're out here in the middle of the day working. Noe comes out every night for her walk. She shakes that tree and she comes home with showing what you got.
Oh.
A big old batch of sapadilla. As you can see, we're getting rained out. I guess I'll save the other stuff I was going to show you for another video. But we showed you some mangoes. We showed you our avocados, which are flowering. And we sell those mangoes and we sell those avocados at our website, which is guacfarm.com. GUACFARM.com. Now, me and Noe got to run inside and get out of this rain, and while we're in there, we're going to eat all those sapadillas. While we do that, you go to guacfarm.com, and I will see you on the next video.